Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are just getting started with another live for the Holistic Harmony Wellness Show. And we're just waiting for the streams to get going everywhere. There we go. Now we are live on Instagram. We're live everywhere. So welcome to our live with Cindy, who is Spirit Connections with Cindy, who is a medium. And we're chatting with Cindy tonight. And we have with us also Chelsea, who is an alternate giveaway winner because of technical issues before. We couldn't do our live. So here we are. And I'm also here with Laura, the co-host of the show. Yeah, so let's do a few introductions before we get into asking Cindy some questions about mediumship and connecting with spirits. So I'll ask you to go ahead first, Laura.
I'm Laura Mabe. I own the Jubilant Journal, and I am now officially a team of 3 Reiki Masters. We focus on energy healing and journaling to release any energetic or chakra blockages. We do a lot of workshops for mindfulness and raising your vibration to achieve joy. Also co-host of the Holistic Harmony Show. Super excited. That's happening next weekend alongside Tara Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yes, and it's the weekend after next, right? Did you say next weekend?
Yeah, it's next weekend.
Some people say next weekend. Next.
Oh, I'm one of those. To me, it's officially next week, but yeah, not this weekend, next weekend, May 17th.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to clarify because some people next weekend is like the one coming up.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yes. So I am Tara Joy. I am the co-host of the Holistic Harmony Wellness Show, and I also do energy work. So I, similar to Cindy, do intuitive readings and mediumship work, and also do energy healing sessions. But I always love learning how other readers get information and like what their their strongest clairsense is. So I'm really excited for this, even though Cindy and I already know each other, but I want all of you to know her as well as I do. So welcome, Cindy. Why don't you introduce yourself?
So I am Cindy, and my business is called Spirit Connections with Cindy because that's what I do. I connect with mostly with my personal guides when it comes to intuitive readings and use my intuition. And when it comes to mediumship, I connect with my guides and whoever I'm bringing in. So and that's how I am able to connect with everybody's departed loved ones, or whoever else comes through, ancestors or your guides, whoever comes through, I will bring through.
Awesome. Thank you. And Chelsea, would you like to do a quick intro?
Sure.
I'm putting you on the spot without knowing. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just like, I'm like personally or like business wise, because I'm a potter by trade. So I'm a ceramicist. So like I make functional work, but there's also a lot of intention that gets involved. And a lot of like my energy that ends up going in, which then translates with the work, and like becoming somebody that like creates something that becomes part of somebody else's story is like incredibly special. So like, and I've on my spiritual journey, like I'm getting more and more aware of everything, and just being more in tune with kind of everything that's going on around me. So that also plays into my work as well. So yeah, so like I've been dabbling a little bit more with within my spirituality and my spiritual journey, and learning more and more about myself and past lives and family history. And yeah, and mediumship is like a lot of fun. A super dear friend of mine helps me out an awful lot. I love her to bits. She saves my butt a lot of times. She's like, it's okay, just breathe, you'll be good. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So, and like the fact that this has popped up as like, I was like, this is perfect timing. Like, it's just one of those things of like, okay, this is supposed to happen. Amazing. I'm super excited. So yeah.
Amazing. Oh, I love that. I love it when it's all in synchronicity and meant to be. Oh, I love it. So I'll ask Cindy, when did you first realize you were a medium, and if there's any like specific story that your ha-ha moment, I would love to hear.
I think that I realized I was a medium, like probably, I want to say, like officially realized I was a medium probably 5 years ago. I've been seeing spirits and departed loved ones since I was 3 years old. So I really lived my whole life thinking everybody was a medium. I really, truly did. Like even in my 20s, when people would say that they didn't see ghosts or whatever, I'm like, they're right there. Like, why can you, like, if you open your eyes, you will see them. Like, I could not really understand. And then I got very quiet about it when I actually realized that most people around me were not seeing what I was seeing. And I was like, oh, I should probably back away from this a little bit. But in 2020, I started taking courses on intuition and, card readings and different things. Like, I was in the pandemic and I was like, oh, I should really take a course on this stuff. This is kind of cool. And then I took an intro to mediumship. And very quickly into the course, which in like a couple of weeks into the course, all of a sudden I was bringing in strangers. And I was like, oh, I am a medium. Because this is really cool and this has happened really easily. But the reason it's happened so easily is because I've always been a medium.
Yes.
I just didn't use it. So my aha moment was, I think, when I was bringing in strangers as opposed to my own departed loved ones, who always come and see me after they die, always, right? So,
Amazing.
yeah, and not because I call them in, just because they visit.
Yes.
So
I absolutely love that. I feel like the fact that you identified that that's been going on your whole life is quite amazing. And thinking about it, like my daughter is 4, and I'm just like, imagine at that age knowing that, and to you, I guess it wasn't strange at all. Like you said, it was just you assumed everybody had that ability, which is quite special. So how does spirits communicate with you? And do you have the ability to kind of turn it on, turn it off?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I absolutely turn it on, turn it off. That has been the deal with it since, well, I shouldn't say since the very beginning, but, within a year of doing it, I was like, okay, we're setting some ground rules here. Like we're setting some boundaries up. So I will bring spirits in when I'm working or when somebody asks me to, right? Aside from that, I don't. So I'm not one of these people that goes to Sobeys and sees 3,000 spirits. I don't. I go to Sobeys because I need to get food for my family. Like, right? And that's really been sort of like the deal. Is like I'm on Earth. I have to live. I have to have a life. I will do your work when it's the right time and right place. You know what I mean? So that's how I turn it on and off. And they know once I'm working. Like I'm in an environment today where I was working all day. The minute I'm in that position, anybody can come in at any time. So I find certainly probably in the last few months, maybe even longer, even doing intuitive readings, I'll be halfway through an intuitive reading and I'm like, oh, so-and-so's here to say hi to you, right? Whatever. So they will take their opportunity as soon as they know that I'm open.
Yeah. Yeah. And as a fellow medium, I've always asked them not to show themselves. I'm like, you can come in, you can say hello, you can let me know you're here, but don't show yourself. And that's like my own thing, right? Where I feel there will come a day when I'm like, show yourself to me. I want to see you. I want to see what you look like and experience what it is you look like. And I feel a lot of that for me is like the horror genre of like what ghosts look like, which is false, I know. Yeah, so that's really interesting. Did you have a follow-up question, Laura?
No, I was just going to say it's interesting because when I was introduced to my guides and met them for the first time, it was very overwhelming. And I took some advice from somebody who taught me how to communicate with them, which was fantastic. But what I didn't know was that it was okay to tell them, that I wasn't ready or to slow down or, baby steps. So I went all in. It was super overwhelming. And it took me a long time to learn that I could like put up boundaries. So I feel like now it's just like a second nature to me. And I feel like energetically, myself and my guides, we understand each other. But at the time, I just remember how overwhelming that was. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but something relatable, I guess, is like, it's nice to know that, you can put up boundaries. It's okay. And it doesn't have to be scary and overwhelming. Yeah, that was
yeah, exactly. I kind of look at it as we're doing their, or I feel like I'm doing their work. Like I'm helping them from the other side. So it's only fair that, they treat me fairly too.
Right.
Right.
I will follow up with Tara though. What's interesting, Tara, about seeing them is that some come in super clear, like right in my face, super clear. Some come in on the side, so I don't see them as clearly. And then some just come in as like silhouettes. They won't show what they look like. And I don't put any pressure on them in any way. I'm just like, I just take whatever comes. Right?
Yeah.
But I do have to say I do like seeing them.
Yeah. And it's interesting because even though I don't like see them, when people asked me to describe them, I'm able to describe them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, and I don't know how that can happen because, well, like I do know how it can happen, but my brain doesn't understand how it can happen, right?
Yeah, they're just downloading you with all kinds of information, and then you like, because I was like that at the beginning too. I couldn't see them, but I knew what they looked like, right?
Yeah.
And I knew what clothes they were wearing.
Yes.
I knew like all kinds of details about them, but I couldn't actually see their face. But now I see their face, so I think that's just a matter of timing and like you say, when you're ready.
Yeah,
I begged for it. Like I was the opposite. I was like, I want to see you. Like,
That's cool.
it's time for you to show me what you look like. Right?
I'm like, you could poke me, you can pinch me, but don't see me. And most people are the opposite, right? Like, don't touch me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
If they get their message through, they're happy. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So when did you feel called to make this a business or side hustle, however you want to describe it, to offer it to other people?
I think that as soon as I knew that I was as soon as I knew that I could bring in strangers, right? And I was like, oh, must be what I meant to do. And it was very like simple. Like it was very much, yes, this is what you're meant to do. It's, you're building your path, you know what I mean? This is your pathway to where you're heading. And I had already was unhappy in the career that I was in at the time. So I knew that it was time for a change. So when this all sort of kind of fell into place. But yeah, and now it is my career. Like as of May 16th, it is absolutely officially my career. There is no other jobs anymore. Like it is going to, although I work in 3 other places. But you know what I mean? Like doing readings now, like, but yeah, so it finally is developed into my career, which is what it's meant to be. Right?
Yeah. That's amazing. I love that. Congrats.
Congrats.
Yay. My daughter's knocking. Tara Joy, I'm going to let you take this.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, I clicked off my question. Yeah. So, wait, I skipped a question. How can readings from past loved ones impact our current lives? And what are some common questions that people can ask? Because I know as a fellow reader, I'm always like, what would you like to ask them? And everyone's like, I have no idea. Like now that I'm here and I'm sat down, I have no idea. So what are some common questions that you find helpful?
So it's really interesting because like I feel the same way. A lot of people don't know what to ask, and they don't know that they can ask something. I'm like, you can ask whatever you want. They're either going to tell us or they're not, right?
Right.
I have had questions, certainly when people have moved, like when it's been X amount of years and people have moved on, they're like, are they okay that I'm dating somebody else? Are they okay that I'm,
Right.
and they absolutely are. They're usually the one who brought them in for them anyway, which is, a nice relief for people. And sometimes I do get questions like, can you ask them where the will is? Right? Like specific, very, very specific questions about like things they can't find,
Interesting. Yeah.
One very popular question is are they proud of me?
Hmm.
They all will often ask me. I'm like, they are so proud of you, Yeah. So they
It
often
must get quite emotional at times because
cry
even
all
as
the
you're
time.
saying that, I can feel myself like wanting to cry.
Yeah, they cry usually the whole time, right? Most
Yeah.
of the time. It's very emotional, but also once I open up, like I get that overwhelming feeling of love, right? Because that's what they are. They're all love and light. So once I get that feeling, I'm like pushing it on the person because I'm like, just take that. Take that with you. Like that's for you. Right? That's how much they love you. Like you take that with you, and they do get quite emotional. But I'm like, that's just how much they love you.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's probably more than likely positive emotions that are coming through, just like joyful and amazement and.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all very positive. I find mediums are different, or at least certainly mediums that I see on TV, right? I am not the type of medium that will say to you, "Oh, your loved one saw you making spaghetti sauce the other day." I do not get anything like that,
Yeah.
right? Oh, they saw you in the kitchen baking a cake. Nope, do not. That you will never get that from me. But mine will often focus on, are you worried about something? Is there a particular child you're worried about? Okay, and then we get really, it's almost like problem solving that they will use for me, right? Is like, okay, the person is worried about, a child getting into a particular university or something, you know what I mean? Whatever. And then I'll be like, okay, this is the answer. This is what they want you to know. Right.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, yeah.
I feel maybe we'll get into the reading and then we can talk about the show before we go. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Excited.
Yeah. So go ahead. I will mute myself.
I suppose I'll mute as well.
Okay. You can't interrupt me when I'm working. So Chelsea, I am going to connect. I'm going to connect. If you have somebody particular that you want, and you don't feel that I'm bringing them in, you can ask me, and I will. But what I do is, whoever comes first is who you're gonna get. Okay, right? And I think this is like a kind of like a mini reading, so it's not going to be very much. You're going to see me scribbling a lot with my pen and paper here. So, and that's just because it distracts me a little bit and also gives me an opportunity to ask them questions. So whoever comes in, I will ask them questions. You won't hear them. They'll be in my head. And then I'll start telling you information, and then you can clarify if you recognize who this person is or not. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Right. There's lots of spirits around you, which is lovely.
Yeah.
I have a male and a female.
Okay.
I mean, I have more than that, but they have these two particular quickly coming.
Okay.
This is a female who wants to come first.
Okay.
I feel this is an older female, like probably your grandmother or grandaunt or great grandmother or motherly figure. No.
No, she's still
Okay.
alive.
Okay. Grandmother passed away.
Both are
Both
passed.
are passed. Okay.
Yes.
So this particular female is like giving me like those like long, shallow breaths, right? Which you often experience right before you die. You know, so like
Yeah.
like and she does seem older to me. Like she's not somebody, she didn't die young.
Yeah.
But she died very peacefully. But I feel medicated and then just kind of here and gone.
Okay.
That's probably both of your grandmothers. No,
No,
there's
it would have
one particular
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that would have been
Your
my
mom's
mom's
mom.
mom.
Yeah, I was going to say that to you. It's your
But-
mom's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is surprising that she'd come through.
Well, you know, it's not a surprise to me because it's often the people that you don't expect it to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because she has a message
Yeah.
for you, whatever it is, right? So you're closer to the other grandmother, right? You were closer.
I never knew her.
You never knew this one or the other one?
I never knew my dad's mom.
Okay.
Because she passed when he was, I think, 7.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And this one you knew,
I knew.
but weren't overly that close.
Yeah.
But she definitely. She's interesting. She's coming out with like an awful lot of stuff all of a sudden, right? It's one of those awkward sort of. Anyway, she wants you to know when. First of all, she does want you to know how proud she is of you, right? And I know, and you're probably thinking, "Oh, that's not really her at all," but it is.
Yeah.
It is her. But she definitely is carrying regret, and I feel that she was difficult in some ways, right? And it's not that she didn't love you, and it's not that she wanted to be difficult. It's just the way it was for her. If that makes, and I think a lot of it was her upbringing, and she kind of had some sort of like almost like a wall built up, you know? She couldn't really be yourself and never really felt that she could be herself. So her message to you very clearly is that what she's so proud of you is that you're being yourself. You're being your authentic self. Like you're doing your pottery, you're doing your creative, like she would she would never have been able to do that. Right?
Yeah.
And like she's kind of funny too. She's like, I wouldn't have gotten away with that. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how she feels. So know that every time that you're working, I think she is close to you. I think she is watching you, and she's just really, really proud of you. And she's really proud of your mom too, because I think it is a big part of your mom is how much your mom loved you and allowed you to be yourself is why you are the person that you are today. So how's that sound? Good?
That's a shock.
But she's a loving soul. She is a loving soul. I can feel her. I can feel her soul, which is very different than the way it is when we live on Earth, right?
Yeah. It's like very
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can pull some cards for you too, though. If you want to, if I can get some message from her, right? In a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I believe her. I believe in everything she's saying to me. So.
Because like there's a lot that comes through the bloodline from her side that was just constantly denied and shut down and put down.
So it's really,
and like there was an awful lot of fear there. And just like with how she grew up and what she had to do, and then also her relationship with my mom and like the sheer stubbornness that is in that side of the family. Like
I know I can feel it. And now imagine like all of that's gone. and you're just you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just you. You're just the
Yeah.
soul that you're meant to be, and that's who she is, right? So you mean she,
Yeah.
you know, you guys come back again, the picture can look
Yeah.
very different next time, right?
Yeah.
But from a distance, she's really clearly telling me how proud she is of you, and how you really almost essentially saying that you broke the chain. You broke the negative
Yeah.
ancestral chain. You broke it.
And that's what I've been fighting to do for
And
a
that's
long
why
time.
she's so proud of you. Like, that's huge, right? That's huge. You're getting brownie points on the other side.
Yeah.
So when this is her, so
Yeah.
she does have indecision in I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. She did not. She actually would I think she wanted to use her intuition, but was never allowed to, or never had the confidence to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
But when she sees you, she sees success. That's all she sees, right? You know, so that's beautiful. I know she's gonna make me cry. Whew. Anyway, she is, because that's her love. Love, I'm pushing that on you. Pushing on you. But when she looks back at her life, her self-esteem was her issue, right? And of course it was, because she didn't have, you know, she was always put down. When you're always put down, especially when you're a young child, and then you grow, you know, you just don't know, right? You don't just,
Yeah.
but now she's like clearly telling me, like, now I can look back and be like, she's very proud of that. She had her daughter, and she had you, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of good things to look back on.
Yeah.
Judgment was a thing for her too. Like, I think she felt like she was being judged all the time, or she was judging, and then she just turned into judging everybody else, which is probably the problem with your mom and her, right? Is because she's like, well, everybody judged me, so I'm just going to judge everybody else. It's like, because she really didn't know, right? Wasn't taught really. But her last message for you is denial, and it's not that, and it's probably, you probably are thinking a little bit at this when I first started this, that there's a little bit of denial. Like, what am I talking about? And why is this woman coming? Right? But really what she's saying is, I acknowledge my fear and I replace it with insight and awareness. And that's exactly what you do, because now you're on your, like, look, you're doing it through your beautiful art, but you're also, at the beginnings, talked about your spiritual, you know, your spiritual journey and how you're doing. And that's exactly what you're doing. You know, you're being your authentic self, no denying who you truly are in every aspect. So good for you.
Cool.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just wasn't expecting that. I was expecting my friend Monica to yell at me.
Get Monica another time.
Oh no, it's like giving me shit in the
Yes,
best
of
way.
course.
That's what you,
Of course.
Monica.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Always do it with love. But it was really great meeting you.
Lovely meeting you.
Please tell your mother how much her mother loves you. Her, please. That's,
I'll try.
yeah, at least just casually mention it.
Is the question.
Yeah, but it's true. It's
yeah.
True. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So amazing. I have to share that I had full goosebumps like through the whole reading.
Yeah, me too a few times. Yeah. That's her presence, eh? She's a strong spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a similar story to my family, especially the female generational line, that my grandmother would look at me and be so like, oh, I'm so envious of like all that you get to do and the freedoms you have, because of those generations didn't have as much as we do. And sometimes we forget like how short a time ago that was, that women were just to, you know, look pretty and shut up and sit in the corner kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you both for allowing us to be a part of that reading, and all of Instagram, Facebook Live.
Yes.
That was awesome. I loved that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I also had the goosebumps too, and I can totally relate to what you're saying, Tara Joy. I have a very similar experience in my own family as well. So I absolutely agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm. We all do. Most of us all do.
Yeah. So Cindy, tell us about, because you're one of our workshop presenters at the Holistic Harmony show next weekend, May 17th.
May 17th, we'll be there.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you plan to do for your workshop?
Yeah, so my workshop is actually going to be mostly me just answering people's questions about mediumship, because I'm teaching a course on mediumship actually in June.
Excellent.
In the middle of June, I'm going to start that course. So I just wanted to get some feedback from people, basically, sort of using this time to, like, what do you want to, so I can incorporate it into the course if I need to, right? And then, just because a lot of people have a lot of questions about, how do I do it? How do I connect? Or experiences that they've had that they'll tell me about, but that they may be like, hesitant to tell other people. And it's like, no, you can tell me anything. Like, there's no way I'm going to consider anybody crazy. People will say that to me. They're like, you'll think this is crazy. I'm like,
yeah, I get that too.
And I'll say, look what I do for a living. Like,
we're all a little crazy.
I'm not here to judge you in any way. So I just wanted to answer some questions, and I thought what I will probably do, because I think it's like 30 minutes. I'm hoping, like that's what I'm thinking. Probably like the last 10 minutes, I'll just bring in some spirits for people, just so they can see me, like, doing it, because it's always a bonus, right? So
yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic too, because people who are curious, you may not go into a reading wanting to ask those questions, even if you're curious. Like, you might not want to use your time in a reading to kind of get curious about mediumship. So this is an awesome platform to kind of, totally. That's fantastic. We're super excited to have you. We're really excited that you're going to be one of our presenters. We're going to release a schedule very soon with you and our other presenters on May 17th as well. So viewers and guests of the show, stay tuned for that. Tara Joy, did you have anything to add to that?
No. No, just the final question that you usually ask, but I'll ask it since I'm talking, which is if Cindy can give a shout out to how people can get in touch with her, and also include your email for, getting in touch for readings. If they can't make it to the show, then they can connect with you that way.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. So I am on Facebook and Instagram under Spirit Connections with Cindy. So you can always DM me there if you want to book a reading for me, which a lot of people do. My email is spiritconnectionswithcindy@gmail.com. So you can get in touch with me there. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you will see where I am, like, because I am out in the community doing readings a couple days a week, and then also, like, different fairs and shows. So I will be honest with you, there is a good chance that I will have almost a half day full before I even go to this show on the 17th, because that often happens, that I usually have 5 or 6 people that already have booked with me. So if you really, really want to see me on the 17th, I would just tell me, send me a DM or send me an email and give me an estimate on the time, and I'll tell you what slots I have available. Then that way you don't have to wait for me or worry about not seeing me that day. So
that's amazing. I love it. You're already busy, and we haven't even.
Yeah, I'm already busy. Yeah, I know. Like, I have. Yeah, no, that's that's good. Well, I do that though on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I give people the opportunity so that they don't have to wait.
Yeah.
So, which is nice.
That's awesome. Good for you. Yeah, we're very, very excited. We're excited to have you. And I feel that we've made kind of a really nice mix of vendors. So I think that what you're bringing to the table is very fitting, but also unique to, the rest of the show. So again, thank you so much for joining us. We're super excited. We have one more live to go before the show, which will be just Tara Joy and I. We're excited. That's all I got. I'm just, I feel like at the end of every live, I'm just like, we're excited.
Yeah, we're so excited. I don't know what else to say.
I'm excited, and I thank you very much for having me on tonight, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be at the show and do my little workshop. That's really exciting. And it is a great lineup of vendors. Like, I'm super excited. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. We definitely wanted to have that opportunity to experience things during the day, and not only get readings and buy products, but doing some workshops or whatnot. And I really love the variety that just kind of came together. So
excited.
Whenever Laura and I have a meeting, we're always just like, okay, we're just gonna let the universe do its thing, right? Like, just let it happen. Don't try to control it. Don't try to overthink.
We're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna do it anyway, so why even bother?
Exactly.
So anybody going to the show will know that everything has been divinely guided. We really did a thing, I swear. It sounds hilarious, but I swear it did come together very organically. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again both so much for joining us this evening. If anybody's interested in learning more about the show, we have a page on Facebook and on Instagram at the Holistic Harmony Wellness Show. And that's next weekend, May 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Lebrun Center in Bedford.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Cindy. And thanks.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks to everyone who watched live. And we will see.
Let me do the reading for you.
Oh my God, thank you. Holy cow.
Take care.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.